According to the CDC, in 2018, there was over 67,000 drug-related deaths. So today I'm going to be promoting and advocating for an organization called TheFixMinistry that is fighting back against the opioid epidemic and trying to lower these numbers of deaths and overdoses. 2 years ago, two men by the name of Jason Sweezy and Fred Weymouth brainstormed and put their head together to develop and erect an organization that caters to men who come out of a background of addiction or any life-controlling issues that kept them from a productive, successful life. The program takes a different approach than a secular organization or a short-term program, which would typically be 2 weeks to possibly 60 days. Their program consists of about 12 to 18 months. So their approach is long-term treatment, is proven to give the greatest results. The program is divided up into 3 phases. The first phase of the program, a patient would come into the organization, and their first 3 to 4 months, they're very secluded. They are very limited to what they can do. There's no cell phone use. It's very restricted. So they would say this is to kind of get your head out of the clouds or out of the fog and come back to reality. Your second stage of the program is you're really getting to know the circle, the guys, a circle of friends in the house, and the guys are now allowed to kind of go out and get their hands involved in some work, or the connections, the relationships that the founders have with different businesses or construction groups or local churches kind of allow for men to learn a new trade or learn a vocation of different types. So that's what the second phase is for, is kind of learning how to operate in a sober mind state, learning how to work. The Fix is a large home on about 28 acres in King William County. So this is another opportunity where guys can kind of get hands-on experience of different things like gardening or, simple landscaping or cutting the grass or things like that, where they can just kind of learn how to live, breathe, and operate as a new person with a sober mind. The third stage is that of more of a transitional stage where you're no longer a new person. You're familiar with the people, you're familiar with the staff, you have grown in your faith, you've grown in your recovery. So now you're able to kind of assist new men who have come into the program and almost act as a teacher or a mentor or a leader, if you will, to help guide other students the same way that you were guided. There's connections that the founders have made, like I said earlier, with local businesses and churches, so that upon exiting or departing the ministry, they don't look at it as, okay, we're just going to send you out to the street so you can try and figure it out. No, they take one step further and they say, we're going to help you connect. We're going to get you work. We'll connect you with a local church. We'll make sure you get housing, so on and so forth. So I think that the Christian model being implemented in that recovery is so important, because we know, as Christians, there is hope, and there is hope in Christ. And if you or a loved one has ever battled with addiction or anything like that, if you have experienced that, one can know that when you are in addiction, you can feel hopeless and lost. And like I said before, the importance of implementing biblical principles in Christ in this as a whole is that we know as believers there is hope. And that's a huge fundamental idea that can really make an impact in this organization. So what I'm going to show you right here is a simple before and after. This is what it would look like. A young man, broken, beaten up from addiction, has lost all hope, has given up, and who is coming into an organization where he's been clothed in love and introduced to Christ and restored to complete wholeness. So to conclude this speech, the TheFixMinistry, it is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so I would like to encourage you to contribute to such an incredible cause. The picture that you have seen is a man who has went from complete death to complete life. And if you want to be an instrumental factor in making an impact on someone's life, whether that be donating for food or clothes or shelter or whatever the case may be, you can make an impact in whatever capacity. So if you want to help support a great cause and impact someone's life that could impact their life for the rest of their lives and have a better future for the individual, then support this cause today and help change somebody's life.